Aromantic orientation represents a natural variation in human romantic experience, where individuals feel little to no romantic attraction toward others, regardless of gender. Unlike a temporary phase or choice, this is a stable aspect of identity, similar to other orientations in the spectrum of human attraction. People identifying as aromantic often describe a fundamental absence of the spark or pull that leads others to pursue crushes, dating, or partnerships defined by romance. This does not stem from dislike of people, but from a wiring that simply does not generate romantic feelings. Many aromantic individuals form profound connections through friendship, family bonds, or intellectual companionship, finding deep fulfillment in these non-romantic forms of closeness. They may still experience aesthetic attraction, admiring someone's appearance, sensual attraction, enjoying physical touch without romantic intent, or sexual attraction, highlighting the split attraction model, where romantic and sexual orientations operate independently. Society often assumes everyone desires romance, leading to misunderstandings where aromantic people are labeled cold, commitment-phobic, or broken. In reality, this orientation challenges the cultural narrative that romantic love is essential for a complete life. Aromantic individuals frequently report greater freedom to focus on personal growth, creativity, or community without the emotional demands of romantic expectations. Challenges include navigating a world filled with romance-centric media, holidays, and social pressures, which can create feelings of alienation. However, growing visibility through online communities and education helps many embrace their identity without shame. Aromanticism is valid and healthy. It reflects neurodiversity in emotional processing rather than deficiency. Those who are aromantic often lead enriched lives by redirecting energy toward passions that align authentically with their inner world, proving that meaningful existence does not require romantic partnership. Acceptance of this orientation promotes broader understanding that love manifests in diverse ways beyond romance. Dismissive avoidant attachment develops primarily from early experiences where caregivers were consistently emotionally distant, unresponsive, or emphasized self-reliance over connection. This leads adults to internalize the belief that depending on others is unreliable and risky, fostering a strong preference for independence. In romantic contexts, these individuals often view closeness as a threat to their autonomy, associating intimacy with potential loss of control or overwhelming demands. They may appear confident and self-sufficient externally, but this masks an underlying discomfort with vulnerability. Romantic pursuits feel unnecessary because emotional needs are minimized or denied. They convince themselves that solitude is preferable and safer. Relationships tend to remain superficial, with partners kept at a distance through emotional withdrawal, reluctance to share feelings, or sudden exits when things deepen. This pattern stems from a protective strategy. By avoiding attachment, they prevent the pain of rejection or engulfment learned in childhood. While they can experience attraction initially, sustained closeness triggers deactivation strategies like devaluing the partner or focusing excessively on flaws to justify pulling away. Over time, this creates cycles of short-lived connections or avoidance of commitment altogether. Healing involves recognizing these defenses as outdated survival tools and gradually building trust through therapy, where safe emotional expression is practiced. Partners of dismissive avoidance often feel unseen or unimportant, highlighting the relational impact. Awareness allows for growth toward more secure patterns, where independence coexists with meaningful closeness without fear dominating interactions. This attachment style illustrates how early relational templates shape adult romantic disinterest, turning what could be connection into perceived burden. Past trauma, including childhood neglect, abuse, betrayal in previous relationships, or significant losses, profoundly alters the capacity for romantic engagement by activating chronic protective mechanisms. When early experiences teach that closeness leads to harm, the nervous system learns to associate love with danger, resulting in emotional shutdown or disinterest as a form of self-preservation. Survivors may develop hypervigilance toward potential rejection or pain, making the vulnerability required for romance feel intolerable. This manifests as numbness toward potential partners, difficulty sustaining interest, or quick detachment when emotions surface. Trauma disrupts the brain's reward pathways, reducing the natural dopamine response to romantic cues and replacing it with anxiety or avoidance. Deep-seated beliefs like people always leave or intimacy equals betrayal reinforce isolation as the safer option. Unlike temporary grief, unresolved trauma creates persistent barriers where even positive interactions trigger old wounds, leading to dissociation or cynicism about love. Recovery often requires trauma-informed therapy, such as EMDR or somatic approaches, to reprocess memories and rebuild safety and connection. Supportive environments help relearn that not all closeness ends in pain. Many emerge with greater empathy and boundaries, but without intervention, the disinterest persists as a shield against further hurt. This psychological response underscores trauma's long shadow on relational patterns, transforming what should be a source of joy into a perceived threat. Low self-esteem, combined with intense fear of vulnerability, creates a powerful deterrent to romantic interest by fostering beliefs of unworthiness and inevitable rejection. Individuals often harbor core convictions that they are fundamentally flawed, unlovable, or burdensome, leading them to anticipate criticism or abandonment if truly seen. This fear prompts preemptive withdrawal, avoiding dates, sabotaging budding connections, or maintaining emotional walls to prevent exposure. Vulnerability feels like handing over ammunition for hurt, so romance is sidelined in favor of superficial interactions or solitude. Self-criticism amplifies perceived defects, making genuine affection seem unbelievable or unsustainable. Past invalidation reinforces this cycle, where attempts at closeness confirm inner narratives of inadequacy. The result is relational paralysis. Interest exists fleetingly, but collapses under self-doubt. Building esteem involves challenging distorted self-perceptions through cognitive restructuring, self-compassion practices, and gradual exposure to safe emotional risks. Therapy helps reframe vulnerability as strength rather than weakness. When self-worth improves, the terror of being known diminishes, opening space for authentic romantic exploration. This dynamic reveals how internal shame blocks external connection, turning potential love into avoided risk. Mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, and burnout frequently suppress romantic attraction through emotional exhaustion, numbness, and distorted thinking. Depression dulls pleasure responses, anhedonia, making romantic pursuits feel pointless or overwhelming. Individuals may intellectually desire connection but experience flattened affect, reducing motivation. Anxiety heightens fears of judgment, failure, or loss, turning dating into a source of panic rather than excitement. Burnout from chronic stress depletes energy reserves, leaving little capacity for intimacy or emotional investment. Partners become another demand amid overwhelming fatigue. These states disrupt neurotransmitter balance, diminishing libido and relational drive. Symptoms spill over, causing irritability, detachment, or avoidance that mimic disinterest in love. Temporary in some cases, persistent issues require treatment like therapy, medication, or lifestyle changes to restore emotional bandwidth. Recovery often revives natural attraction once stability returns. This highlights how mental health directly modulates romantic capacity, where internal distress overrides external opportunities for love. Some individuals naturally prioritize career ambitions, personal hobbies, creative pursuits, or self-directed growth over romantic involvement due to intrinsic personality traits or life values. High achievement orientation or introverted tendencies can make solitary fulfillment more rewarding than relational demands. Romance may appear distracting or incompatible with focused goals, leading to conscious deprioritization without underlying pathology. These people derive deep satisfaction from mastery, independence, and personal projects, viewing partnerships as optional rather than essential. Cultural narratives equating happiness with romance overlook this valid preference for autonomy. They often maintain strong platonic networks while channeling energy into meaningful work or passions. Challenges arise from societal pressure to conform, but many report higher life satisfaction without romantic obligations. This reflects diverse motivational hierarchies, where romance ranks lower by choice, affirming that fulfillment varies individually.
If you are inspired this video, please subscribe the Easy Mind Psychology channel and press the bell icon for new video. Thank you.